In today's video, I am going to talk to you, teach you, and help you finally narrow down and claim your niche, all right? What I'm gonna share with you today has the power to transform your life. Can I get an amen if you wanna transform your life? I want you to subscribe because I love doing these videos. You love watching them. You want to get notified whenever one of these puppies drops every single Thursday. And watch, subscribe, tell your friends, and be sure to stay till the end because I got a little something for you today.
Hey, you are watching Amanda Moxley TV, and this is the place for the hottest tips, tools, trainings, and how-tos. I'm so happy you're here, and I'll see you in the show.
So here is what we want to talk about today, how to finally narrow down and claim your niche. I'm going to give you a couple steps. Now, the first thing you all have to know is this, that here is what's going to happen if you do not nail this down. Okay, your message is not landing. You might be hearing crickets. You might be saying something, but no one hears it. You feel invisible. You feel like you're not able to share and make the impact that you're here to make. And it leaves you devastated. It leaves you sad. It leaves you unsure and doubting yourself, feeling like a failure, feeling like a fraud, and like wondering, because you and I know that you have this big heart, this big mission, and this ability to help and lead and serve. But if you haven't narrowed down your niche and you're broad and you're broke, then you're going to be staying a generalist. And when you're a generalist, then you're going to get paid like a generalist. And so if you want to make it in today's market as a coach, author, speaker, consultant, go-to person, you need to rise up, my friend, girlfriend. You need to be an expert. You need to be a specialist that solves what I call a plane is crashing problem. Because people buy things or get help because they have problems or they want to have more pleasure. Okay, so if you're not solving a problem that your ideal client knows she has, then you're gonna stay really struggling for a long time. And you're gonna be ping-ponging back and forth for such a long time that it's going to keep you in the job that you might already have, or make you go back to your other job or get into debt. I mean, these are the consequences of not nailing this down. Step number one, how you figure out your niche. So the top 3 areas where niches can be found are in these big umbrellas, okay? We got health, we got relationships, and we have business. So you're gonna go into a sub niche and niche it down even further if you want. Or you're just gonna, just go health, okay? But within all these 3 different buckets, you need to solve a specific problem. Step number 2, it's all about your ideal client. Who is your ideal client? Who is the person that you are here to support and help and serve and lead and guide? And at the end of this video, stay tuned because I have a download for you to help you identify who this ideal client is. But for now, you have to understand that your ideal client is your niche. So whoever your ideal client is, that's who your niche is. Now, how do we figure out who our ideal client is? The way I look at it, Amanda Moxley right here, has been doing this now for 13 years as a coach, actually on my way to 14 years, is this. You mine your past for the gold. You want to look at your story. What are the transformations what have you overcome? What is your expertise? What is your training? What were your breakdowns to breakthroughs? What courses, what degrees, what materials, what have you been passionate about? Because you, my friend, are a version of your ideal client. Think of it this way. You're in 4th grade, your ideal client is in 1st grade. You have been there, done it, gotten the t-shirt, and now you're on the other side and you're here to guide, love, mentor, coach, heal, lead, influence this ideal client. So you want to look at your past. Now, here's an example. I was working with a client a couple of years ago, and she was in the health field, and she was a health coach, and she had a business called Harmonious Way to Health, which is beautiful. But when you're like struggling in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. and you're Googling because you can't sleep and you're tossing and you're turning and you're just sick of yourself and you're Googling, you're trying to find someone who can help you with your problem, are you going to be Googling harmonious ways to health? No. So what I did is I helped mine her past, and I found out that this particular client, she had overcome adult acne. As an adult, she had this horrible acne, and it affected her relationships, how she was showing up at her kids' school and her partnership and her family. She just was embarrassed, right? But she healed herself holistically. And so she was able to face the world and healed herself without the medications, but really through food and, maybe yoga, meditation, sauna. I'm not exactly sure of her unique system, but she was able to heal and transform her health and her face and was able to face the world. So when I mined her past, I helped her get a little bit more specific with the results of what she has actually done. What was her personal story? What was the transformation this client had actually done for herself, which would then make her a more viable go-to resource because she actually was intimate with this problem. So when we came up with it, we realized this client, she was actually an acne breakthrough coach, helping women face the world. Okay, how much better is that? And what would you pay money for? Harmonious Way to Health or acne breakthrough coach? So especially in this world where you want to get booked to speak and you want to be doing videos and you want to really be that go-to expert and get paid like that expert, you need to solve what I call that plane is crashing problem. Now what's the problem here is a lot of you guys, your niche and the thing that you've overcome is as close as your neck vein. You can't see it. But I can. I am gifted. This is like God gave me this gift. I see it, I zoom in, I'm like, bam. And so this is what I do. I actually give people breakthrough sessions, my team, and I give you breakthrough sessions for this. But I can nail an ideal client's niche in 5 minutes or less. Some of the results I've gotten when I've helped my client, like a client named Tori, I helped her nail her niche in the first session after she became my client, and we put together a program based on her unique seminar story and her signature system that she was so excited about that she went out there and she put a talk together and shared it with her tribe and her community, and she was able to enroll 15 clients at $1,800. I think that's $27,000 in the first month of coaching with me. So this is what happens when you finally nail it and claim it. Now here's the problem. I see a lot of people struggle with this niche thing for too long. So what I'm gonna recommend is you give yourself 3 months to figure it out. But if you have a major issue that you've tried to overcome, that you've struggled with, and you're passionate about, and you're like, I'm so committed to doing this, and you look at your own story and you look at what was that compelling moment, what was that turning point for you? When was that moment when you said, enough is enough, I am going to end this and I'm going to overcome it, and if I do and when I do, I'm going to help as many women or men as I possibly can. For an example of how I did this was in my my teens and 20s, I struggled with emotional eating and body image issues. And so I was at this place where I'm like, if I heal this thing, I promise I will help as many people on the planet heal this. If I can overcome this, God, please help me overcome this, and I will help as many people. So I ended up having this amazing, became a yoga teacher, and I studied to be a master's in social work. I got my clinical social work degree so I could learn how to counsel people. And then I found this nutrition school, Institute for Integrative Nutrition. I then specialized in helping women move beyond their body barriers, and I built a 6-figure health coaching business doing that. But during that time, I was obsessed and I was excited, and I was learning everything I could about marketing, about speaking, about sales, about all these pieces I needed to learn so I could be successful in business, right? It wasn't just coming to me. I didn't have a boss just handing me all these clients. I had to go out and get the clients, and I did that through speaking. So in 2012, I then became a business coach, and I focused a lot in those early days around, I had a Healthy Wealthy Biz School, so it was a combination of health and wealth, and then I wrote a book called End Your Money Drama. And so I mined my past, and you want to take your clients on the journey with you. So you're sharing intimately, these things that you have personally overcome and that you have transformed and that you've studied really a lot. It's going to really help you be an authority for your ideal clients. Now, I understand these things, it doesn't happen overnight. So you want to be patient with yourself. You want to get in a good coaching program. You want to be mentored to help you with this. It's going to really help cut the timeline. But what's going to happen here is that it's a massage. When I work with my clients in my Speak Your Way to Success program, it's a massage. for example, one client, she came to me and we mined her past with the gold. And what she had done is she was working in the dental industry, and she was an admin and office manager, and she helped grow these dental practices to over 7 figures. So then she saw, she parted with that company, and then she said, hey, I want to go online. I want to start my own business. And she wanted to niche down into helping dentists because they're not taught business education and they have all this debt. She wanted to narrow it down and help dentists actually create and grow their businesses to 7 figures. And so when we looked at her past and we put this together, we realized she has a system. And we called it the Mills Method to Millions for dentists, right? So that is based on her story. But then she came back the next week and she's like, I don't know if I want to do that. So it's a process. But do me a favor, don't be wishy-washy ping-ponging for 20 years because it's an avoidance factor, it's a perfectionist issue. It's just, you have to make a decision at some point. So what I would say is you pick something, you land on it, and you drill it down and you go deep into it until you get results. And when you do that, then you're going to really just create something that's within you and from you and that you've gone through yourself. And that's really the best way to nail your niche. I talked to you about the 3 ways in which you can identify your niche, and that's the ideal client, mining your past with the gold, and then making the decision, sticking with one. And it might take you a little bit, but stick with one for at least, you can stick with it for at least 1 year. If you hate it, just stick with it and work with clients, get clients results, get feedback, keep tweaking it, keep making it better. And taking those 3 steps are going to support you in nailing down your niche. If you want help with this, I have a couple of resources. I've got the Ideal Client Download, and this is going to support you because your ideal client will make you rich. And the more you know your ideal client, and the problems you solve and the urgency that there is now to solve this problem, the more successful you will be. So I gave you that. And then I have a really great webinar, and it's called How Do You Speak Your Way to Success with the Moxley Method, How to Attract 3 to 5 Clients with Every Talk You Deliver. And that will walk you through these 5 steps in a lot deeper details. And so those links are below. And as always, I want you to comment, I want you to share, I want you to like, I want you to engage, ask me questions. And of course you can apply for a breakthrough session as well. That link is below as well. And that's where you'll get on the phone with me or one of my coaches, and we'll support you in seeing where you are, where you want to go, and if there's a good fit. And if I could support you in the Moxley Method, Speak Your Way to Success, it would be my honor. I love it. It's what I was born for. I live for it. Also, we have a Facebook group. It's called the Moxley Method Speaker Society, and we'll put that link in here as well. And I just hope wherever you are, you're enjoying your day, and just do yourself a favor. Stop wasting time, stop ping-ponging, and get serious about claiming this niche finally once and for all. Do you want to grow a successful business as a speaker? All you have to do is go to amandamoxley.com/training, and I'm going to share with you my entire Moxley method, my mindset, the strategy, the structure, and the system behind my consistent multiple 6-figure business. All you have to do is go to amandamoxley.com/training and sign up today.